One of the key secret ingredients to making a successful supplication to Allah, where we can ask for anything we desire, those personal wishes known only to us and Him, is having the right approach. If we truly want to ask in a way that fills us with hope that Allah Azza wa Jal will respond, certain conditions must be met. One of the most crucial aspects that the Quran repeatedly emphasizes is seeking Allah's forgiveness first. Before asking for anything else, we must sincerely seek His pardon. Whatever we desire, our first step should always be to turn to Allah with a genuine plea for forgiveness. And I'm saying today, people ask, which dua can I make for forgiveness? Or, which one of the best words can I say for this dua? People have duas for separate occasions. So when a woman is expecting, she'll email me, or he'll come up to me and say, look, I'm going to have a baby. Which dua can I make right now? Or somebody will say, I'm going for a job interview. Which dua can I make right now? They will always ask, give me the special dua for the special occasion. Let me tell you, those words are important because they're sacred and they're revealed. But the dua for all occasions is actually seeking Allah's forgiveness. The dua to open up all of your problems, to get rid of all of your problems, the one key that takes care of everything, is genuinely seeking Allah's forgiveness. Nuh, A.S., invites his people, for over 9 centuries. He's doing constant da'wah to them. And at the end of that career, he looks back and summarizes the message that he was trying to give them. Of course, he didn't have just one speech with them. He didn't talk to them once or twice. Laylan wa nahara, night and day. He didn't even take nights off. He was constantly inviting them, and in the surah dedicated to his name, Surah Nuh, the Surah of Nuh, A.S., he himself summarizes the entire message he was giving his people this whole time. What is it that I want from you? Inni kullama da'awtuhum litaghfira lahum. Every time I was inviting them, I was only inviting them, calling them to this faith so you could forgive them, Ya Allah, so you could forgive them. And then he literally says, here's how I invited them. This is exactly what I said to them over and over and over again. Qultu istaghfiru rabbakum innahu kana ghafara. I said, seek forgiveness of your master. Certainly Allah is someone who keeps on forgiving and keeps on forgiving and keeps on forgiving. And he does this repeatedly, but what he says after that is so remarkable. He said, you people, and I need you to understand who he's talking to. He's talking to one of the worst nations in history. Nuh, A.S.'s people are described as one of the worst nations of all time. In places like Lut, A.S.'s nation, where Allah destroyed them, Allah describes different nations in Surah Adh-Dhariyat, different nations of the past that rebelled against Allah, rebelled against the prophets, and were destroyed. When he gets to Nuh, A.S.'s nation, what does he say? وَقَوْمَ نُوحٍ مِّن قَبْلُ إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا هُمْ أَزْلَمَا وَأَطْغَى. The nation of Nuh from before, they certainly were more wrongdoing and more rebellious than everyone else. He has the worst condemnation for the people of Nuh, A.S. It makes sense. They had a messenger, not just for one generation like every other prophet. They had a prophet for 3 generations, 4 generations. Every century, every 2 decades, there's a new generation of kids that have grown up, and he's seen that century after century after century. He's seen 40, 50 generations of people, and they've all rejected him, and he's making the same invitation to all of them. So, why am I bringing this up? He's talking to very, very bad people. He's talking to the worst of the worst. What offer does he make to them? He says, Istaghfiru rabbakum, innahu kana ghafara. Seek forgiveness of your master. He keeps on forgiving over and over and over again. You guys have been messing up over and over again, and Allah keeps forgiving over and over again. But his offer doesn't stop there. He says, Yursili as-samaa alaykum midrara. Allah will open up the sky for you and it will start pouring on you. Now that could be a reference to rain. It could be a reference to rain, and ironically, it's not a reference that you will get flooded. They did get flooded, right? The new AS nation got flooded. But Allah is talking about a different kind of rain now. If you seek forgiveness, that same rain that destroyed them will be the rain that brings them life. They didn't pray for rain. They didn't ask for rain. Allah just asked them to make dua to be forgiven. But if you ask to be forgiven, the sky will open up and start pouring. Now Allah did not say water will pour. Allah did not say water will pour. He said the sky will pour. Because the sky has a lot more than water. The sky has forgiveness that comes from the sky. The sky has peace, tranquility, faith, your provision, the solution to your problems. They come from the sky. He will open the floodgates, and everything held from the treasures of Allah that you haven't been getting because you haven't been seeking forgiveness is going to open up. Just ask for forgiveness. You're asking for problem A to be solved, problem B, problem C. There are problems you don't even know you have. Allah knows that you have them. If you and I just became genuine people of seeking forgiveness, then those problems will start getting solved by divine intervention. Yursili as-samaa alaykum midrara. The sky will open up in ways you can't imagine. And that's not even enough. You're asking forgiveness for yourself. Istaghfiru rabbakum. Seek forgiveness for yourself. He says, وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ. And He will extend you by giving you money and giving you children. He will further your good legacy with money and kids. It's not even money that will lead you away from Allah, because it's in the context of you seeking forgiveness. He'll give you good money that will lead to you doing more good and benefit you in both the worldly sense and the akhirah sense. And He'll give you good children, children who will respect you, show you love, obey you, and make you proud. They will give you happiness while they're alive, and even when you're gone, they'll continue to do good deeds that become a continuous investment for you after you're in your grave. Allah will give you all of these things. By the way, these are the same two words, money and children, later on. وَإِنَّهُ مَتَاعُ مَنْ لَمْ يَزِيدْهُ مَالُهُ وَوَلَدُهُ إِلَّا خَسَرَ. They disobeyed me, and they only followed the people whose money and children did nothing but cause them more loss. Money and kids are a means of loss. But when wealth and children come as a blessing from Allah after seeking His forgiveness, they become a source of benefit and prosperity. It's the same wealth and children, yet now they carry the barakah of Allah's mercy. The only difference is that His forgiveness has purified them, transforming them from potential trials into true blessings. Like impurities washed away, they are now a means of goodness. Istaghfiru rabbakum. Seek Allah's forgiveness. And what follows? The doors of the heavens open in ways beyond your imagination.